This lesson will begin the process of programming a CNC machine using the CAM capabilities of Fusion 360. We'll begin by creating a new design with the FSAE steering wheel CAM file and saving it. Next, we'll change the workspace to CAM and then use the browser to focus on the part that we're going to program. We'll be creating the toolpaths for the base plate, so we'll turn off the visibility of all the other components, and under the steering wheel base plate, also turn off the visibility of the tachometer circuit. The first step of this process is creating a setup to orient the part in the CNC machine. This means telling the machine what process will be used, what size the material is, and what the orientation of the material in the CNC machine will be. Selecting Setup in the toolbar will open a dialog with 3 tabs. The Setup tab allows us to select the operation type, which we will set to milling. Then we can begin to establish the orientation of the material in the machine. I want to set the origin in the upper left at the top of the part, so I can choose the stock point and select that corner. When I select the orientation of the axes, it's still based on the model, so I need to reorient the coordinate system for the machine so that the machine's z-axis will align with the model's y-axis. I'll select the z-axis option of the dialog and select the y-axis of the model that is now visible on the screen. This happens to align X in the correct direction, so that now all I have to do is put the stock point back in the upper left corner on the top of the plate. The body is selected by default, but it's important to know that in a more complex model, or one that displays the fixture, you might need to specifically select the body that you want to cut. There is also a fixture option that you can use to select the bodies that are holding the workpiece so you can avoid cutting them. The bounding box displayed in yellow shows us the initial suggestion Fusion 360 is making for the size of the material we would need to cut. Moving to the Stock tab, we can change the mode in which the stock is calculated. We will use relative size and the default values in place for the offsets. Changing the view position, I can see the 1 mm stock is added to the side and to the top. This is even easier to see when switching to the perspective with ortho faces mode, so there's no perspective distortion when looking directly at a view cube face. If we did decide to change the size of the stock, the coordinate system would follow the point of the stock so that it would automatically reposition to maintain our selection. Finally, on the Post-Process tab, we can add a program name or number and a program comment. These values will be included in the post-process output so that if the part requires multiple setups, it's easier to see what code is being used for which phase of cutting the part. For more complex parts, using multiple machine WCS systems is helpful, but we won't need that for this part. Now, we'll click OK to complete the setup and save the file.